7-ounce cotton duck cloth is 100% cotton. You know, it's a very loose material. It's got a slightly rough texture to it. It's very malleable, it bends easily. You can make aprons out of it, you can make promotional tote bags, something that's inexpensive. Artists use it for stretching canvas so they can do watercolor or they can do oils. Of course, they have to apply acrylic gesso to it. Like I said, this is a really lightweight fabric. It's easy to cut. Tear is easy. And usually when you cut it straight on the weave. When you rip it, it actually rips fairly easy along that same line. So if you're making quick, you want to make quick squares or rips, you can cut it straight along that, and it starts the cut. And then when you rip, it rips right across. So you can almost get perfect, shapes when you finish cutting it.
Great.
Most fabrics are water resistant, but something like this is not water resistant at all. The water resistance is pretty much how a fabric, water beads off any fabric. So if you take water, you see the beading, but eventually that will soak right through. And it beads off it. This yarn has actually got it's got starch sizing in it, which keeps it rigid and closely woven. But once you wash this fabric, all that starch comes out, and it's a much softer fabric. They do this to make the yarn. They starch the yarn to make it stronger during weaving, but that's just fake strength that it's providing. Now, water repellency and waterproof are two different things. If I sit this here, it's already wetting through on the other side. It's getting wet on the other side. See, it's already soaking up the water. See that some of it comes off, but it's already soaked up a lot of the water. It's not like a towel, but it's soaking up water. So this is not good for water repellent or waterproof applications. But there's a big difference between water repellency and waterproof. Waterproof means you can sit water on a fabric and it'll never wet through. This is like a vinyl. Vinyls are waterproof. A lot of fabrics are waterproof, water repellent, highly water repellent. They repel the water, or but eventually when water sits on them, it's gonna bleed through eventually. So this is not fire retardant at all. This is a natural cotton duck. So if you light this up on fire, it'll catch immediately. So for cotton, we gotta usually topically means on the surface treat the fabric with a chemistry to make it fire retardant. This fire test on a fabric is actually done in controlled environments in a lab under certain humidity conditions, the type of burner you're using, all those variables. A lot of people think they can just take a match or a lighter and burn a fabric, but believe it or not, a flame retardant fabric would burn differently in different atmospheric conditions. So if you're in a humid environment, it may not catch as quick. It will catch, but if you're in the desert, it might just light up. And usually the misnomer is this fabric is not flame retardant because there could be a gentle breeze blowing and they're using a lighter under it and all of a sudden it's burning, but there are different tests and parameters that it has to pass to be considered flame retardant. That's why this is all done in a controlled environment, lab environment. So this is a simple flame test. And usually in the lab, they usually put the flame on for 12 seconds, and there it goes. They'll continue to char, continue to burn. In a flame retardant application, in a high heat application, or in a theater curtain, where it might, if something sparks in the high heat application, something sparks, this is going to continue to burn and burn the whole place down. So it's really important to know your textiles and your applications and where and when to use them and where and when not to use them. It's not all about the expense, it's also about the end product, what you're trying to do.